What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mina channel. Today we're going to be talking about a game that I was given to me with one of the viewers here. Shout out to Alex, who actually just completely helped out this game. By this game, he and a bunch of the people in the channel wanted me really badly to play this game. So I tried to stream this game, and I had a lot of issues when it comes to my Switch with the controllers and everything like that, which is going to play a big role into my review into this game. But I'll have to talk about this in a second as well. But overall, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's go ahead and talk about my impressions and my thoughts on the worlds with you after I played through the game, and what I think about whether I'm excited for the second sequel or what's going to happen from here on. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about the story with the game. So the game actually has a pretty interesting premise, but if you play Shin Megami Tensei games and some other RPGs, the premise is almost the same as some of these other games. It actually reminds me a lot of the premise of Devil's Survivor games. The Shin Megami Tensei Devil's Survivor games is almost one-to-one, almost the same kind of plot. Basically, main character wakes up, he has a counter in his hand, and he meets other people, basically tells them, hey, there's this mission that you have to do by the counter, and if you don't resolve this by the counter, you're dead, basically. And so he partners up with other people. He meets up his partner, and they have to kind of like go battling demons around us, or there's random weird creatures around, and they have the ability to use these pins or these buttons they get along the way to get new abilities and level up and just fight new monsters as they continue to kind of fight this organization, which is kind of the ones that kind of put them on the spot. And then he kind of starts getting all these revelations and kind of just showing what's going on with the story and the secrets behind what's going on. Overall, the story, I didn't think it was again super shocking or interesting, and it's just because I played other games with it's almost a really similar plotline. However, this one obviously is one of the first ones to actually make this kind of game, so I'll give it props for that. It's definitely pretty interesting. The set of characters that you meet along the way are all really random, but also really cool. I love their interactions between the different characters. There's some characters that I just love so much, and some characters that I was like, okay, the character is just fine, it's not really good. But overall, I like the main character. I kind of like the story. Again, I didn't think that the story was super good, but I do think that the plot and everything did a pretty good job as kind of getting everything together. I'm not exactly sure what's gonna happen with the second game, because the first game it just felt like a one game and done kind of thing. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the second game. I'm actually pretty excited to see what's gonna happen with that. Overall, the story was good. Again, I just feel like I've seen the plot line many times before, so I didn't feel like it was something out of the ordinary or anything like that. It just felt like a really used plotline at this point. So I'm not sure if it's because of what I've seen and heard and read and watched so far, or if it's just because of the plot itself. Moving on into the gameplay now, this is kind of one of the things where it kind of irritates me, and kind of where almost my hype went completely down to zero. I played the Switch version of this game. I'm told that the DS version is much better than this game, but it's absolutely horrendous. It's 100% the worst, one of the worst games I ever played in my life. When you play it in the Joy-Con mode, you're supposed to move the Joy-Con and sometimes click certain buttons and everything. The Joy-Cons are really bad controllers. First of all, has so many issues with mine. Had the Joy-Con drift issue. Had so many other issues with it when it comes to the Bluetooth and the connectivity and everything like that. So I had a really bad time playing this game. Now, when you play it in handheld mode, it actually allows you to click, point and click as you're fighting. That to me, that's really bad gameplay. Still, I still didn't enjoy the gameplay too much, even after having to play the entirety of the game afterwards in handheld mode. I still didn't have a good time. I felt like the gameplay was really antiquated, and I felt like if they were going to do a remake or remaster of the game, which is what this one is, they could have maybe implemented some new ways to do the gameplay. Definitely one of the worst parts of this game is the gameplay itself. It's really a chore to get right into it. Now, once you get past all of these issues that I had, the gameplay is actually really fun and engaging. There's some pretty interesting stuff that you can do about. They do have where you can actually play two-player with another person and everything like that, and some of these these aspects do get more fun after time, but I want to say my first impression that my hype level went over to the point where I wanted to quit the game and not play it again. I only played it because I know a lot of people on the channel was hoping for me to talk about the game, but in reality I had such a bad time kind of playing the game that I a few times, not even just one time, there was a few times that I just considered just quitting this game altogether because of the gameplay. I am gonna give the gameplay itself like a 2 out of 10. It's just really bad. Now moving on to the performance of the game, this is also actually one of the things that I actually quite like about the game. The game has its own style. I know some people joked or were serious about the game being like Persona, but this is way before Persona even became mainstream. This game has its own style. I may not always like this style, but it definitely has its own flavor. It definitely knows what it's going for, and it 100% owns the style that it has when it comes to the different character designs, or even like all the menus, the graffiti, everything like that. It just has some really cool stuff. I 100% love everything that I saw and played in this game when it comes to the UI and the abilities. The music is good. Everything just around it is really good. Performance wise, the game looks and feels and plays in the looks of it looks really cool. I actually like everything when it comes to that stuff. They did a pretty good job changing that for the 3DS to the DS to the Switch version of the game. They did a pretty good job kind of move everything together. In that aspect, I actually quite enjoyed a lot of the stuff that they redid or everything. I love that part of the game. Overall, I will say that I will give this game a 8 out of 10. Again, story-wise, I didn't think it was anything super special, but again, it's just because of my experiences. I feel like if I had played this game back on the DS, I'll definitely feel very, very different about this game, because a lot of the stuff didn't really click with me super well. I'm very excited for the second game though. I'm still looking forward to it. I feel like I can see a lot of the good stuff that were supposed to be really amazing for me in this game. They just didn't click too well for me, so I'm definitely excited to see how they're gonna make in the second game. It does look like it's gonna be a much bigger game, so I'm super excited for this, and I'm super excited to see how this moves forward to the next game. Anyway, that is pretty much in this review here. If you're new, please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you guys next time.